Story 1. The Haunting Independence. As the sun sank beneath the horizon on July 3rd, a sinister energy filled the air. A young couple, Sarah and David, decided to spend the evening in a secluded cabin near a dense forest. They were thrilled to escape the chaos of city life and enjoy a peaceful weekend getaway. Unbeknownst to them, the cabin held a dark secret. Years ago, a deranged man named Samuel Higgins had brutally murdered his family there before taking his own life. The eerie aura of the place still lingered, waiting to strike fear into the hearts of anyone who dared to visit. Sarah and David settled into the cabin, unaware of its grim history. Around midnight, they heard strange whispers echoing through the halls. The couple dismissed it as the wind playing tricks on their minds. But the whispers grew louder and more malicious as the night wore on, causing an unsettling atmosphere to permeate the air. As the clock struck 3 a.m., the cabin shook violently, and Sarah and David found themselves trapped. The walls seemed to close in on them, suffocating their every breath. Shadows danced on the walls, taking sinister shapes that mocked their despair. Terrified, they tried to escape, but the doors and windows were sealed shut, as if held together by an unseen force. The whispers grew into a cacophony of demonic laughter, driving Sarah and David to the brink of madness. Suddenly, flames erupted from every corner of the room, engulfing the cabin in a blazing inferno. The couple screamed in agony as their bodies were consumed by the relentless fire, becoming just another tragic chapter in the cabin's haunted history. Story 2. The Disappearing Revelers. Every year on July 3rd, a small town named Greenwood hosted a grand celebration for Independence Day. The festivities attracted people from far and wide who gathered to witness the extravagant fireworks display. During one particular event, as the sky lit up with a mesmerizing burst of colors, 3 friends, Rachel, Mark, and Lisa, decided to explore the woods nearby. They laughed and chatted as they ventured deeper into the forest, unaware of the lurking danger. As the clock neared midnight, the friends noticed an eerie silence enveloping the woods. The chirping of crickets ceased, and the rustling leaves were replaced by an unsettling stillness. An ominous fog began to descend, obscuring their vision and causing their hearts to race with unease. In the midst of the darkness, they stumbled upon an ancient-looking tombstone, half buried in the earth. Intrigued, they approached it cautiously. As they read the inscription, a bone-chilling wind blew through the trees, extinguishing their flashlights and leaving them in complete darkness. Terrified, they tried to retrace their steps, but the forest seemed to shift around them, disorienting their senses. Panic set in as they realized they were lost, trapped in a nightmarish labyrinth. Desperate and afraid, they called out for help, but their voices only echoed back, mocking their plight. Days turned into nights, and Rachel, Mark, and Lisa were never seen again. Their disappearance became a dark legend in Greenwood, forever associated with the ominous events that occurred every July 3rd, a curse that claimed the lives of those who dared to wander into the cursed woods. Story 3. The Sinister Bonfire. In a small, close-knit community, the residents gathered every July 3rd for a traditional bonfire celebration. Friends and families rejoiced, eagerly awaiting the mesmerizing blaze that marked the onset of the festivities. User further ChatGPT. As darkness descended on the eve of July 3rd, the townspeople gathered around the towering bonfire, their faces illuminated by its flickering glow. Laughter and music filled the air as the celebration reached its peak. Among the revelers were 2 brothers, Michael and Jonathan, who had grown up in the town. They had always been inseparable and looked forward to the bonfire night each year. However, this year, an ominous undercurrent seemed to flow through the festivities. As the bonfire blazed higher, casting long shadows across the crowd, whispers began to circulate about a legend tied to the very flames they gathered around. It was said that on the stroke of midnight, a malevolent spirit emerged from the fire, seeking a soul to claim as its own. Michael and Jonathan laughed off the superstitions, dismissing them as mere folklore. The night continued, and the brothers joined in the revelry, dancing and singing with their friends. But as midnight approached, an unsettling hush fell over the crowd. The clock struck 12, and the bonfire crackled ominously. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the crowd, extinguishing the flames for a brief moment. Gasps filled the air as the fire reignited, flickering with an unholy intensity. The townspeople watched in awe and terror as the flames twisted and contorted, taking on the shape of a monstrous figure. The crowd scattered in panic, desperately trying to escape the grasp of the malevolent entity. Chaos ensued as people tripped and fell, their desperate cries drowned out by the crackling fire. Amidst the confusion, Michael and Jonathan found themselves separated, each caught in the clutches of the supernatural nightmare. Jonathan, disoriented and terrified, stumbled through the darkness, the shadowy figure of the spirit pursuing him relentlessly. He could feel its icy breath on his neck, a harbinger of his impending doom. With every step, the world around him seemed to distort and twist, the boundaries of reality breaking down. Meanwhile, Michael, filled with a desperate determination, fought against the encroaching darkness. He called out for his brother, his voice lost in the chaos of the night. Guided by an unyielding love, he